Hello, ladies. If you have tuned into this talk, you are probably wondering how you can be happier, more satisfied, and more effective at work, whatever it is that you're doing right now. Over the next 40 minutes or so, I will be taking you along on the journey of Anne as she transitions from a woman stuck in an unfulfilling job to one who wakes up with a clear purpose every morning, excitedly looking forward to work. You will see how she applies three simple steps to achieve her career fulfillment and how you too can do the same. But before that, a quick shout out and a big thank you to Wooby's channel, which is a collaboration between EB Start 2021 and Women Will, a Grow with Google program. Women Will is a global initiative by Google that is focused on creating economic opportunities for women everywhere so that we can grow and succeed. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Alexis, and it is my conviction that life is too short to spend on unsatisfying work. Because not only do we lose our joy, but we also miss out on opportunities to make an impact on the people around us. This is why I'm so excited about what I do every day as a behavior designer and training consultant. As long as the things that I teach or design can give you the steps to make the change you need to make, I have fulfilled my purpose. So, ladies, are you ready to take the first step towards your transformation? Please make sure you have a pen and a piece of paper with you to make the most of our time together. If you don't, you may want to pause this video and go grab something you can scribble with. So let me introduce you to Anne. Anne is in her mid to late 30s. She works as a marketing communication consultant in a well-known multinational company, married to two children, and draws a decent salary that affords her occasional indulgences, though she sometimes wishes that she could spend a little bit more freely. Over the last few months, she has somehow stopped looking forward to work. If she had been feeling this sense of dread off and on over the past few years, the recent lockdowns and compulsory work from home arrangements have simply caused her to experience this struggle at a greater intensity. All the negative feelings have sapped away her energy, and the last straw was when she made a mistake at work, costing the company quite a big loss of goodwill with their client, not to mention the monetary compensation that was involved. So, needless to say, Anne's manager was not too happy. So, Anne knows she needs to do something fast. After all, this is not exactly the best time for job security. So, she better find a way to make sure that she can do good or even great work again. And as the late Steve Jobs said, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. So the question for Anne now is how? How can she do what she loves or love what she's currently doing? And the answer lies in these three steps to career fulfillment. Because when you do what you love, you will do great work. And when you do great work, you will be fulfilled, energized, and motivated. And when you are energized and motivated, you do even more great work. And this wonderful cycle of happiness continues. So let's dive into the three steps to make this happen for Anne and you. Got your paper and pen? Let's start. Step one is to discover your purpose, your why. For Anne, she has always thought that her path in life will be straightforward. You know, study hard, graduate from university, get a respectable job and a good life partner, buy a home, start a family, and work hard to give her children a good life. But now that she has attained everything that she has strived for, something feels missing. She can't help but have this nagging feeling that there has to be something more to life than this. Perhaps it's something that can bring a sense of joy into her life in ways that no material thing can ever bring. And maybe like Anne, you too have reached a point in your life where you feel the need to search for this something more. And you know what? You and Anne are perfectly normal in feeling this way. You are not overthinking, neither are you being ungrateful for everything that you already have. You're simply yearning for something that we as humans are wired to strive for. If we go by this Maslow hierarchy of needs, most of us who are listening to this talk right now will fall somewhere between levels 4 and 5. It is only natural that once we have our basic needs of sustenance, security, and belonging met, we would begin to have the desire to accomplish and fulfill our potential. So this is what step 1, discovering your purpose, is all about. The only way to fulfill your potential is to discover and pursue your purpose. So let's look at how to discover that purpose. So our life purpose is often found where our personality, talent, passion, and pain intersect. Okay, so to find our purpose, we need to delve into each of these 4 important aspects. Let's look at how this works for our friend Anne. First, I'll get Anne to gain an awareness of her own personality style. This will let her know what she is suited for. A good start is for her to go through 4 basic questions that I have prepared. As you look at Anne's example, I would also like you to attempt to answer the questions for yourself. But bear in mind, the purpose of these questions is to get you to reflect and gain an awareness into your personality type. So do not worry about answering the questions in any specific way. Simply write down the answers and the thoughts that these questions spark for you. So let's go. Question 1, do you prefer working alone with a small group or a big group? Question 2, do you prefer getting things done or connecting with people and getting things done through them? Question 3, do you prefer working with facts or ideas? And question 4, do you think more about immediate goals or long-term vision? Okay. So now Anne can summarize her personality and use this summary later to help her identify her purpose in life. So based on her answers to the 4 questions, she is suited for creative endeavors and people-oriented jobs because she is a team player and she's also quite a capable leader. Next, we will delve into her talent. What is she good at? Again, here's a series of 3 questions to help Anne identify what she is good at. Question 1, what can you do more easily compared to most people that you know? Question 2, which areas do you excel in during school? Maybe between the ages of 7 to 14. Question 3, what do people usually ask you to help them with? These are all indication of the talents and the strengths that you have. So at this point, Anne has clear summaries of what she is suited for and what she is good at. Okay, she's good at languages, math, organizing bodies. And I hope you do too. Next, we are going to get into her passion. What is she excited about? What are you excited about? And here are the 3 questions. Question 1, what kind of activities do you lose track of time doing? You might even forget to eat lunch or dinner because you're so absorbed. Question 2, if success is guaranteed, what would you want to do with your life? Think about that. Question 3, what makes you smile? Okay. So here is the summary of Anne's passion. It turns out that she is passionate about writing stories and inspiring and empowering underprivileged young adults through her short stories. She is now getting closer to the clarity that she seeks, okay, with one last aspect to explore, before she can start identifying her purpose, and that is her pain. So let's go through the last 3 questions that will reveal her pain, or in other words, the issues that she cares about, things that touch her heart. Question 1, what social issues make you sad or indignant, angry or frustrated? Okay, could it be child abuse or animal abuse or poor children, anything? Question 2, if you had all the resources in the world, what problems would you like to solve? And question 3, who would you like to help? Let's think about that for a moment. So for Anne, unsurprisingly, her pain is consistent with her passion. She has a soft spot for children and teenagers from poor families who do not have an access to education. So now that she has answered all the questions, Anne is now ready to identify her purpose based on the summary of all this. So let's take a look at all these answers. What do you think Anne's life purpose is? Can you guess based on all the summaries here? And how do you think she can live out her purpose in her daily life, whether or not she quits her job to write stories or anything like that? Is there a way that she can achieve that? We're going to try to answer this, okay, over the rest of our time together. So I will get you to craft your statement of life purpose, and this is Anne's example. This is what her life purpose statement looks like. She is clearly passionate about using stories to inspire young people. She's a talented writer, and she dreams of helping poor young people get access to education. So this is what her life purpose statement looks like. What about you? What does your life purpose statement look like? Take a moment to carve it out. And this is the guideline that you can use to craft your life purpose statement. You may need to do this exercise a few times before you finally arrive at something that you feel that, yes, this is my purpose. I feel strongly about it. Okay, it's okay to just do it a few times if you're not satisfied with the answer that you gained the first time. And rest assured that when you seek, so you shall find. So now that Anne has identified her purpose, half her battle for career fulfillment is already won. The next thing to do is to determine a realistic way to live her purpose and then translate that into an action plan. So welcome to step 2, ladies. Find a way to live your purpose. And before that, I just want to share with you, contrary to what most people might believe, making meaningful changes to your life does not necessarily mean taking huge, drastic steps. I'm not asking you to quit your job and leave everything behind and move to Bali or somewhere, okay? Not that it's possible anyway at this time, okay? So I will not be advising Anne to simply quit her job to pursue her purpose. Rather, I would get her to discover how she can align her purpose with her job, her current job, so that she can start work smiling and log off feeling accomplished again. That's the title of our talk today. So that's what we're going to look into. Okay? So making a positive change may feel scary, and that's perfectly normal. As a certified behavior designer, one of my favorite practices is to design simple processes consisting of steps that are so easy you naturally want to complete and even repeat them. Because when we are overwhelmed, we freeze and we become unproductive. So we focus on the 3 small steps that Anne and you can take to start living your life purpose. The first one is to state her purpose. This is easy because she has already crafted her statement of purpose under step 1. And next is to assess her current situation in terms of finances, family, and work commitments. so that she can find a way to integrate her life purpose into this existing situation. And the third one is to set a small starter goal. I will explain what I mean by starter goal in a short while. So are you ready to join Anne as she takes these 3 steps? Make sure you've got your pen and paper ready as usual, and let's go. This is the framework that we will be using, okay? You don't have a printed copy of this yet, so simply write down your answers on a piece of paper, okay? So in the first column, write down your life purpose statement that you have crafted from step 1. This is so that you can easily refer to it when you complete the next 2 columns, because your purpose, your situation, and your starter goal need to be in alignment with one another. And as we can see in Anne's example, her purpose is to get young people access to education by setting up a fund with the proceeds from the sale of her short stories. So that is her purpose. And the next step is to assess your current life situation. And the purpose of doing this is to see what are the changes that you may need to make in order to enable you to start living your purpose. So first is your family situation. What is it like right now? Are there currently heavy commitments, such as do you have to take care of sick parents or very young children? If so, can you get help from your spouse or any other family members? So let's say Anne is fortunate enough to have a supportive family. So she can just make a note of that in the box. So she writes here supportive, flexible, meaning she can just ask for help, make some adjustments. So what about you? Are there hindering or supportive factors coming from your family situation? If there are hindrances, it simply means you need to find ways to overcome them. Okay. So next, what about finances? What do your finances look like? So in Anne's case, she doesn't have a huge amount of disposable cash. So she notes that she will explore low to zero cost options to do what she wants to do. And finally, what is your schedule or workload like? At this point, I will not be advising Anne to quit her job, but to see if she could integrate her life purpose with her job. Will she have time for her side project to write stories after work maybe? Or can she propose her side project as part of her work, maybe like a CSR program for her company? So for this column, Anne notes that she may need to sacrifice her weekends. If you remember in the beginning of the story, we learned that Anne has just made a big mistake at work. So she's wise enough to know that this is actually not the right time for her to propose any new fancy ideas to her boss. Okay, she has to get back the trust first. Okay. And having completed the first 2 columns, let us move on. Okay, so you are now ready for the most important and final part of step 2, which is to set your starter goal. Now, what do I mean by a starter goal? A starter goal simply means the goal to get you started towards living your purpose. And because we call it a starter goal, a goal to get you started, it is also something that is only moderately challenging. We don't want to set a big goal, okay? Just something that is slightly moderately challenging enough so that it is exciting enough without being too ambitious, and it also has to fulfill all the requirements of a SMART goal by being specific, measurable. It has to be very attainable. You don't want to discourage yourself by setting something that is too high and difficult. It has to be relevant to your purpose, and there has to be a deadline so that you can have the urgency and the motivation. So to help you set your SMART starter goal, let us look at Anne's example again. She is going to publish one of her short stories as her starter goal, The Pimply Girl and Her Lemonade Stand. And it's actually only moderately challenging to her because she doesn't have to write the story from scratch. She already has a complete draft of the story sitting somewhere in her computer. Okay, and when she thinks of how the short story is going to transform from a boring Word document into a beautifully designed and illustrated ebook, she feels very excited. Okay, so the effort that this goal requires is not exactly easy, but it is something that Anne is reasonably confident that she can do. And that's the most important part. So by the time she has finished making her goal specific, determine the specifications that make her goal measurable. Note that she is very specific about what she wants to do and what the end product looks like with the number of pages, number of words, how many pictures and all that. Okay, and she makes sure that it is attainable, it is relevant, and she set herself a reasonable deadline. By the time she's done with all this, she's now super excited and raring to go. And even more importantly than all that, she has found a new motivation for her job, because now she's starting to appreciate her career as the foundation that gives her the confidence and financial means to pursue her life purpose. So at least she still has some financial backing from a monthly salary, and she is able to start this side project during her weekends. So what about you? How will you translate your life purpose into a smart starter goal? Be sure to complete this step because it is extremely important. Okay, and last but not least, we have made it to step 3. So welcome to the final step towards your fulfilling career. Overcome your hindrances. Now, why is this step so important? Well, I'm sure that every one of us knows at least one person who struggles to stick to a goal they have set for themselves, right? Whether it's losing weight or finishing a book or any other goals. And that one person could even be ourselves, that woman in the mirror. In fact, only 8% of the entire human population achieve their New Year resolutions. And this is according to a research done by the University of Scranton in Pennsylvania, United States. Therefore, knowing that the overwhelming majority of us abandon our goals before we achieve them, this step is to devise strategies to help you overcome hindrances that hold you back and stop you from sticking to your goals. How do we overcome hindrances? The first step is to identify them. Most people tend to name factors like money, not enough money, not enough time, or lack of resources, or even poor health, or lack of family support, people problems, as reasons for them to not achieve their goals. But the truth is, these variables could only hold us back only if we allow them to. And whether or not a person deals successfully with the roadblocks in their lives depends on their mindset or beliefs. Because buried deep in our subconscious mind are a number of beliefs that have been programmed into our minds since childhood. These beliefs can either be empowering or they can be limiting. Each of us will have both empowering and limiting beliefs impacting the various aspects of our lives without even us realizing it sometimes. We behave and make choices based on who our subconscious mind believes we are. For example, a successful businessman may find it easy to make millions and millions of dollars, but he might struggle to quit smoking. Why? Because he is both empowered by the belief that he is capable and deserving of wealth, and limited by another belief that he wasn't born with healthy genes. So the point is, if you can change your limiting beliefs, you can change your life. So for the rest of our time together, we will look at how we can change the limiting beliefs that hold us back from achieving our goals using these 3 steps. First, we are going to identify the limiting belief, and then we are going to choose the new empowering belief to replace and break the limiting belief. And finally, we are going to look at a behavior design strategy to establish the empowering belief. And let me start by introducing you to the 3B cycle. Depending on the type of belief at work, the 3B cycle can either be a vicious cycle of defeat, look at her face, or a virtuous cycle of victory. Okay? So the cycle consists of 3 parts. B1 represents a behavior. B2 is the result of the behavior. And B3 represents a belief that drives the behavior and is being reinforced by the result of the behavior, keeping an individual stuck in the cycle. And to begin identifying B3, the belief, you can start by pinpointing a B1, a bad behavior or habit or pattern that you have struggled to change with not much success. For example, Anne realizes that she has a tendency of making careless mistakes at work. Whenever she is assigned to important projects, it's just like a weird pattern that keeps happening and she doesn't even really consciously know why. And because of this behavior, it leads to her B2. The result is that she cannot really progress in her career and she feels the stress and the unhappiness, and it impacts her relationship with her manager. And by analyzing her B1 and B2, Anne realized that her limiting belief, her B3, is that success is something that will only bring more stress that she cannot handle. Okay, she has this limiting belief that I can't handle success. Success only brings more stress. Okay, so because of this limiting belief, she has been subconsciously sabotaging her own success by making mistakes when she is selected to take part in key projects. So now that Anne has identified her limiting belief, she is now ready to make a change. Now she's going to identify a new empowering belief to replace this limiting belief. So the new behavior, or the B1 that she wants to practice, is to be focused and to consistently deliver quality work on time. So for Anne, she actually started by identifying the new target behavior, but you can actually start by identifying the new target empowering belief as well. It doesn't matter because it's a cycle anyway. Okay, so Anne identified this new target positive behavior. And because of this behavior, she expects this behavior to lead to this positive result B2, that she would be achieving her target, and more importantly, she will actually feel happy and satisfied at work. And finally, she decides that the new belief that she needs to have to support her new behavior is that she's now going to start believing that she is a successful person who welcomes success because it will allow her to make more impact. So that is a new belief. I hope this exercise has given you insight into the beliefs that you can change about yourself as well. And once you have completed this, next comes the exciting part, where I will be revealing the strategy you can use to reset your mind with your new empowering belief. There are a few ways to reset and reprogram our mindsets. Some people may choose to work with a qualified therapist to help them through the process. Some may use visualization, and many people actually combine both therapy and visualization. But for today, our focus is on using the B2B action plan to reprogram our mindset. What is the B2B action plan? A conventional action plan consists of a laundry list of things to do and their deadlines, when do you have to complete, and maybe some resources information. It doesn't motivate the user to take action, and it doesn't address the limiting beliefs that may hinder action, that may stop the list from being successfully completed. On the other hand, the B2B action plan is designed to inspire you to consistently take action towards your goal. This is very powerful because every single time you take the action that you want to take, both your conscious and subconscious minds will take it as evidence that you are capable and that your new empowering belief is true. Therefore, the more consistently you take action, the stronger your empowering belief gets, and the more the old limiting belief loses its influence over you. For example, you could be struggling to lose weight because you are held back by the limiting belief that you are not capable of being fit and healthy. Maybe you look around in your family and everyone seems to be overweight and eating unhealthily. So you might have this limiting belief since childhood that, oh, our family don't have healthy genes, okay? So the B2B action plan will help you to consistently engage in the behaviors that are consistent with the belief that you are a fit and healthy person. And this in turn will help you to succeed in achieving your weight loss goals. B2B stands for belief to behavior. And this action plan is designed using behavioral design principles as part of what I do as a certified behavior designer. The B2B action plan is a holistic plan, as you can see here. So it not only shows you what you need to do, okay? It also has section 1, purpose, to remind you why you want to do what you're going to do. And section 2 is the goal, to remind you exactly what you want to achieve. It has to be very clear. And section 3, the belief that we just talked about. It reminds you of the kind of person you need to believe you are in order to achieve your goal and purpose. So these 3 sections are important because when you have clarity and understand the bigger picture, motivation will come naturally. So be sure not to skip these 3 parts. So this is why in this action plan, the action items come under section 4 only after we have completed the first 3. Okay, so if you already have answers, simply fill them up like what Anne has done with hers. Okay, so now we are going to determine the action items, and these are known as bite-sized behaviors. Bite-sized behaviors are the action steps for you to achieve your starter goal, broken down into the smallest, simplest unit possible. For example, if your goal is to write a book, a bite-sized behavior will be to write a short paragraph per day instead of 1 page per day. You can even set it as to write just 1 sentence per day. Bite-sized behaviors are important because researchers into human behavior have shown that the easier an action is, the more likely we are to keep doing it. And the B2B framework is designed to help you be consistent so you don't abandon your goal halfway. So here are some of Anne's bite-sized behaviors. Okay, just take a look at this for your inspiration. These are all very simple actions for her to do. And then next, section 5 is the status column, consisting of boxes for you to check off every time you complete a bite-sized behavior. This is a simple but wonderful and powerful step to send a message to your brain that you love taking action so that over time, self-discipline becomes easy. And last but not least is the 6th and final section of the B2B framework, which is also the most exciting. If section 5 sends a message to your brain that you love taking action, section 6 reinforces the value of taking action by having you reward and celebrate every single small step that you take. So be sure to complete this section immediately after you check off an action item. And the most effective rewards are the ones that can be quickly achieved like the ones listed on Anne's example. They don't have to be expensive, and some can even be free, like doing a happy dance. Okay, but they do have to be things that you personally like and value. So be creative and have fun with section 6 because you have earned it. So wow, with this, we have completed the 3 steps to career fulfillment. So ladies, are you ready for your new start? For Anne, she no longer dreads starting work every morning because she now sees her job as a foundation that enables her to pursue her life purpose. And who knows, one day she might even lead the CSR team at her company. The most important thing is to just know your purpose and then bravely take that first step to make it a part of your existing life. So, as a recap, here are the 3 steps that we have covered for you to have a fulfilling career so that you start work with a smile and log off feeling accomplished every day. Step 1, find your purpose by understanding your personality, passion, talent, and pain. And then we have step 2, find a way to live your purpose by assessing your situation and setting your starter goal and using this tool. And last but not least, step 3, overcome the limiting belief that holds you back by using the 3B cycle and this B to B action plan to achieve your starter goal. I will be letting you know how you can request a copy of these tools in a short while. So what's next? Once you have achieved your starter goal with the help of the B2B action plan, you just need to repeat the process to set your next goal. It could be a slightly more challenging goal that brings you closer to your purpose, and use the B2B action plan to help you achieve your next goal. Soon enough, you will find yourself in this wonderful cycle of victory where life is fulfilling. Overcoming challenges becomes an exciting project and personal challenge to yourself, and achieving your goals becomes easier and easier. Because all you need in order to succeed is really to just believe that you can. So, thank you for staying with me till the end. And here's a toast to your new beginning, your journey towards a fulfilling career and life. For a free copy of the template, simply drop me an email at the address shown here. Till then, all the best, and till we meet again in the Q&A section. Thank you so much.